Old School Automotive back again, guys. We're going to talk a little bit more about the muffler wrap job. If you didn't see the short, make sure you go check it out. Along with all my other shorts, there's quite a few of them out there. Some of them goofy, some of them informative, some of them interesting. But as far as this one today, so we're talking about the difference that I got out of wrapping my mufflers. And it was just my mufflers that I wrapped with this exhaust wrap right here. I bought 2 rolls of 50 foot. That's the fiberglass kind. And I use almost all 50 feet. There was this piece left. And then another about a foot left after that. This one's maybe 3.5 feet long or something like that. Anyway, so if you're going to wrap 2 standard size Flowmaster 40 style mufflers, it's going to take you close to 50 feet. I would say 45 to 50 feet to be safe. And I did overlap just a little bit more on those than is generally recommended. And the reason for that is because I was doing it for the purpose of sound insulation, not heat insulation. Though I do expect that probably I will get a little bit of heat reduction in the cabin, as those mufflers that I wrapped sit directly underneath the floorboards behind the front 2 seats, or where the passengers' feet would go, and also kind of under the back seats. But so I'm hoping to get a little heat reduction. But anyway, it was sound insulation that I was after. And the reason for that is I didn't dislike the way the exhaust system sounded. The volume, which it is loud, wasn't a problem for me. It was a drone sound that I was getting. And it was like right around 55 miles an hour, 50, 55, especially when I was on the gas just a little bit. The drone really, really, really wanted to start to come in and kind of rattle your teeth. And if you've ever been in a car that does that, you know that it gets a little bit annoying, especially if you drive the car all the time. I didn't used to drive this car as much as I do now. I only have these 2 vehicles, and sometimes I don't feel like driving the old truck here, as you can probably imagine. So I decided to take on something to try and reduce the drone and keep my exhaust sound. It sounds real classic Mustang exhaust, you know, real low and lopey. You know, there's lots of things that people talk about doing. The very first one they're going to say is to insulate the inside of the car. I totally agree with that. However, you know, the placement of these mufflers where they are is going to make it far more difficult to get some sound reduction. Like let's just say, for instance, this was a Ford Galaxy instead. Well, you got like a mile of trunk back there, where the mufflers are actually way back there. And insulating the trunk compartment to get sound deadening is totally feasible. It would totally help in that situation. But in this situation, the mufflers are not under the trunk. The mufflers are before the axle. And so let's walk over here and have a look. So as you can see, the back seat is, pardon my slight mess, right there. And those back seats are in front of the rear wheels. And if we get down here right now and take a quick peek at what I have going on, you'll see those mufflers are basically right under the back seat, and also a little bit where your feet will go if you're sitting in the back seat. So right behind where you sit. And as you can see, those are wrapped. They got the stainless steel zip ties on them. Had real good luck getting all the ties to work except one on the other side. Anyway, I was thoroughly surprised, guys, about the difference that I saw, or heard, rather, after wrapping those up. I mean, it made a huge difference. And I expected it to deaden the sound a little bit, but I didn't expect it to change the tone as much as it did. This system, since I put the 289 after the 302 has been quite raspy, especially if you give it a little throttle. It would be raspy and sounded angry, and but was also a little bit obnoxious in my opinion. And so it didn't hurt my opinion or hurt my feelings at all to change the tone a little bit. And so basically by doing this, what happened was all that rasp sound that was coming out of those mufflers got completely changed into a bassy tone. And it's far more bearable. Instead of it rattling my brain or teeth like it used to, I can now feel it more like in my chest. And, you know, this makes sense if we think about it. You know what I mean? What these are chambered mufflers like Flowmaster 40s. And if we think about it, they don't have any insulation in them. And the walls, the metal walls of the mufflers themselves are fairly thin. And when a bunch of sound starts getting shoved through those things, those metal walls start to ring. And I'm not an exhaust expert, but I would say that's where a fair amount of that rasp sound comes from. And so wrapping those up and just kind of insulating them a little bit and deadening them really, really changed a lot of stuff. It still sounds great. Has that classic muscle car sound, but made it just a little more bearable. I mean, you can actually listen to the dang radio now when you're going down the road, which is nice. And I just want to give you guys a couple of tips on getting that done. So they say to wrap from back to front. And that's so your lips of your wraps aren't coming toward the front. They're going toward the back. And so basically you only have one lip that's going to catch the wind. Well, I wasn't thinking right when I did this side, and I did it the opposite way. So I guess we're going to find out if that causes a problem. That being said, on this side, I do think I got it overall tighter, and I got the bands tighter as well. On this other side, I kind of wove it around itself and got it stuck before I started wrapping on the back side. And I did go back to front on the passenger side over here. But unfortunately, I could not get the rear band to tighten anymore. Here, I'll get down here for just a sec, show you what's going on. I don't know if you can see that rear band anyway, but that one's wrapped back to front. Like I said, I think the other side is tighter overall. But so this I guess will also be a little bit of an experiment to see if you screw up like I did and wrap it the wrong direction, front to back, if that's going to cause adverse results in the long run. Anyway, guys, one last thing to tell you. If you decide to do this, please protect yourself. And what do I mean by that? Well, I only spent about an hour doing this yesterday, and my hands, arms, neck, face, eyes, anywhere that fiberglass exhaust wrap touched me was absolutely miserable last night. And I mean miserable. And even today, I still have sharp spots where if I move or touch something wrong on my hands, it's stabbing me. So protect yourselves. Wear gloves, long sleeve shirt, something thick, not just a cotton t-shirt. I mean denim or something. I would cover your face. I would wear eye protection. I got it in one of my eyes here real bad. And when I woke up this morning, it was just miserable. Anyway, and one last thing to add to this. So this was my first experience with this black fiberglass exhaust wrap. And it messed me up, by the way, not using protection. Here's this other little piece of it. But this, I have a fair amount of experience with. This is kind of the gold-colored one. I think it's basalt fiber. I think that's what that is. Correct me in the comments if you guys know. But instead of fiberglass, basalt fiber. This is nowhere near, and I mean nowhere near, as crazy to handle as that black fiberglass stuff. That black fiberglass stuff messed me up, guys. So if you decide to do this, make sure you protect yourself. In my opinion, it was worth it. Now, if you have these chambered mufflers like I have, that's going to make a big difference. If you have a different style of muffler, though, I like a racing bullet or a glass pack, chances are that's not going to do anything for you. But just on these chambered Flowmaster 40 style mufflers with no insulation in there, I really think it made a difference if you're fighting that interior rattle your teeth sound, or you can't be standing next to the car and talking to somebody or whatever. It worked, and compared to the alternatives, the price is unbeatable. I mean, I paid $22 for 2 rolls, and it took me 50 feet, which was half that $22. Anyway, before I wrap it up here, guys, I'll just fire this thing up so you can hear what she sounds like. Like I said, check out the short. So I probably have quite a few videos of this car running in the past, and honestly, it'll probably just sound like a noisy muscle car both times. But anyway, before it was no fiberglass wrap. Now we have fiberglass wrap. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's almost no rasp left of that. Let me stick this out the door here. And we'll get out and walk to the back just real quick, just so y'all know what she sounds like. That deep bass sound never came out of it before I did that wrap. Anyway, guys, just a little more information about that. You know, if you're dealing with something like this, especially a smaller muscle car, chambered muffler is causing a lot of noise in the cabin, might help you out too. Like and subscribe for more, guys.